Good morning, students. Today we'll see the applied aspects in central nervous system. First we'll see cerebrum. In cerebrum you remember two things. One is frontal lobe syndrome, that is removal of the prefrontal cortex that leads to euphoria, emotional disturbances and memory impairment. This was in early days done as a part of psychiatric illness, to treat the psychiatric illness. And second is the temporal lobe syndrome, that is otherwise called Kluver-Bucy syndrome. That is a bilateral removal of temporal lobe, and it is done experimentally in monkeys. And the features will be loss of fear, aggressiveness will be there, hyper-orality will be there, and hypersexuality will be there. And in human beings, damage to the temporal lobe will leads to aphasia, that is speech disturbances, and visual agnosia, inability to recognize the objects. So these are the features of Kluver-Bucy syndrome. The next is the remember the spinal cord. Okay, after the brain you will come for spinal cord. In spinal cord you have the dorsal nerve root. The damage to dorsal nerve root is called tabes dorsalis. It occurs after the infection syphilis. And here you have the Romberg sign positive. What is Romberg sign is when the subject is standing with eyes closed, his body will sway. It will not be in a erect posture. So this is because of the person is unable to feel the ground because of the damage to the dorsal nerve roots of the spinal cord. So this is also called sensory ataxia. And then we have the corticospinal tract. It is a descending tract, and lesion of that corticospinal tract is called upper motor neuron lesion, where we have spastic type of paralysis. And here Babinski sign is positive. What is Babinski sign? The plantar response is extensor response. And here itself the damage to the anterior horn cells that leads to lower motor neuron type of lesion, where the paralysis is of flaccid type, that is flaccid paralysis. Then coming to the a general disease, a white matter demyelination is called multiple sclerosis, where there will be limb weakness will be there. And a gray matter disease called syringomyelia, where there is excess growth of neuroglial tissue causing cavitation in the gray matter in the spinal cord, and this is called syringomyelia. Then in the cerebellum you remember the scanning speech, that is dysarthria, intention tremor, motor incoordination, that is ataxia, then nystagmus, then adiadochokinesia, that is inability to do alternate movements. So these are all coming under features of cerebellar disorders. Then in thalamus, thalamic lesion cause thalamic syndrome, there is a loss of sensation in one half of the body, and there is a feature called thalamic phantom limb. The person cannot feel the position of the limb, of the entire limb. And amelagnosis, that is there is an illusion felt by the subject that the limb is absent. And in hypothalamus you remember diabetes insipidus, that is damage to the supraoptic nucleus that leads to deficiency of antidiuretic hormone, where there is polyuria, polydipsia will be there, that is diabetes insipidus. Then in basal ganglia you remember the Parkinson disease, that is deficiency of dopamine in the nigrostriatal pathway, where there is triad is there, tremor, that is resting tremor,